Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, welcome to Fairfield Today. Good to have you with us, downtown Lancaster. Just a fun show. We get to talk about things coming back post-pandemic. It's always fun to talk about things like that. One of them is the Millersport Community Theater. I think they have their genesis maybe over 40 years. They've had a concert in the spring, which is the one we're going to talk about coming up here. And we've got the director, Johanna Whetstone. Johanna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think this is your first time on. I think last time, maybe last year, maybe right post-pandemic, we had your husband on. Mm-hmm. He was involved in that, and now you've moved into the director's chair. Is he one of the players in this?
He is actually Jesus.
Oh, and we'll cut that by saying this is Jesus Christ Superstar. He just doesn't play Jesus because it's a fun thing. Big production, Jesus Christ Superstar, Andrew Lloyd Webber. This is big time stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited?
Very excited, very excited. Luckily, my actors made my job very, very easy. If you put them in the right spots, they'll know what to do, and you don't have to do much. So I have very, very talented people, but it's a hard show. It's definitely one of the harder ones MCT's done in a long time.
So does everybody in there have the ability to sing, or is that's a thing?
Yeah, it has to happen. It's a sung-through musical, so there's no spoken lines. It's really a rock opera, as they call it. Right. So it has to be sung through the whole time. So you've got to have some endurance, and you've got to have some talent to be able to do it, and all of my cast does. And
you have the choir. Is that involved in this? You have that? Somehow engaged in this?
I have a singing ensemble, essentially. So I have an acting ensemble that comes in and does the actual on-stage work. And then for people who wanted kind of a lighter schedule, like they used to do with the spring shows, I have them come in once a week, and they're just a pit choir. So they come in and they sing the music. They'll be on book. They'll have it. They just give us a little extra sound.
Sure. So when did auditions take place for this?
Right at the beginning of January. It was January 2nd.
And I was looking on the website, and that is mctohio.com.
Yep, that's correct.
It's a good website. Got a lot of information about the entire season. We'll talk about things coming up after this, but it's a good website. You got a lot of singers going on here. A lot of music.
A lot of people, a lot of music.
Is this one of the more ambitious ones you guys have ever taken?
I would definitely say so. Definitely say so. We weren't expecting to take on something so ambitious so soon, but we fell in love with the show a couple of months ago, and we had to do it. We just had to.
Yeah. So is this the first one in the season?
Yes.
Because usually in the spring is when we always think about the community theater having their big production. So you've got a couple more following this?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've got three this year. We're going to start doing a full calendar year season. So it's going to be a spring, summer, fall, and then a Christmas cabaret.
Okay.
So that's what it was going to be our standard format for the hopefully foreseeable future. So Jesus Christ Superstar is our first spring musical we've ever done. It usually was the variety show.
Right, that's the one I think
and now
most often we think of.
Yeah.
So, what are the dates for it now?
April 8th through the 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th. Is that Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
It's Friday, Saturday, and then a Sunday matinee.
Sunday matinee, and tickets are available?
Yep, tickets are available already. We've sold like crazy, so definitely get them ahead of time.
Well, and it's a limited, it's
seating.
The auditorium there at the elementary is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And it's not general admission, so you have to select your seats. So if you want good seats, you want to buy early.
I would rather go to shows where I have a seat. I don't have to kind of fight the crowd going in, and I want to get the best seat. So you have an assigned seat.
Yep, we have assigned seats.
So they're
we have
going
the whole
quickly.
Auditorium laid out, and they are going quickly. We have already sold over 300 tickets.
It's I think word's gotten out how exciting this is going to be.
I hope it has. I hope we're kind of building some momentum here with the last two successful productions, and that's really what we're trying to keep doing, is just keep the snowball rolling.
So tickets are available. Can you get them online?
Yep, you can get them online. That's actually the best place to get them right now. You can get them at the door, but I wouldn't recommend it if we don't know if we're going to sell out.
That's it. So get them online, and you can pick your seat online and get that. That's pretty exciting. How did you handle? And I don't remember how we talked about with your husband when he was on here a few months ago when you did your previous one. pandemic, did you guys obviously survive that and move through it?
We did. We kind of started post the height of the pandemic.
Sure.
So we were starting to get back into theaters having better rules, and it made it a lot easier for us to just move forward and forge ahead. So in terms of what we do now, I mean, for Wedding Singer, we had a lot more guidelines than we did for Young Frank, and then less even now than we do, because just the way that the world has been. But the first time that we did it, we had the guidelines. We started in masks until they told us that the mask mandate was off. So we just rehearsed in masks the whole time. Now we make it up to the people in the cast. So it's up to them whether they want to wear a mask or whether
Sure.
they don't. We have some that do, some that don't. Our cast is fully vaccinated. It was not a requirement, but our cast is fully vaccinated. So.
And as far as the crowd goes, I think last week I had Clarence McCoy on, who has the Lancaster Community Chorus, and they're kind of in the same routine as you, where they had one kind of right around the end of the pandemic, and now they moved into this, and now it's pretty much full go now.
Yep.
You'll have full seating.
Seating.
Masks are, I guess, always would be considered optional if people want to have that, but
if people
want to
wear masks, we'll have a box available in the front.
Sure.
We'll have hand sanitizer available and everything, but it is not a requirement at this point, so we're not going to require it either.
It would be, and it would be difficult doing a play, I guess, if you had to wear a mask. That's difficult, but for a musical, that would be
It's tough.
killer.
We've done it. We've done it, not
Really?
through MCT, but my
Yeah.
husband and I used to work for a different theater company in New Albany, and we had plastic masks for one of them that went all the way across our face, and they were difficult for the audience to hear us.
Sure.
Even with having microphones that were like down in the masks, it still was very, very difficult to hear. So initially we were going to do COVID seating for Wedding Singer, and then mandates just kept falling off and kept falling off. And so we were like, well, we might as well have people get the seats they want, you know, so it made it a lot easier. We didn't really have any Christmas productions other than the cabaret, so there wasn't really much during the height of Omicron and everything coming back. And now that we're again in a situation where there's no mask mandate, we're able to just forge ahead with this one as well.
When you think back, it's been, give or take, by the time your musical's on, give or take a month there, but it's been over 2 years now. It's hard to believe that we were at 2 weeks to stop the spread, and now it's been 2+ years.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of, in a smaller degree, fighting that. But you guys worked through that as most places did, and come out on the other side. We've got Jesus Christ Superstar, pretty exciting. Got the full cast in there, all the songs.
Oh yeah, full cast, all of the songs. We're doing it kind of differently than how most have seen. No robes and sandals in this version. We're not doing it set in biblical times. We're actually modernizing it. So I think it makes it a little more accessible to a wider audience. That's how I've seen it in the past. And the robes and sandals, I feel like people's brains shut off. They don't really listen to what they're seeing. They just see, more of the religious biblical aspect.
Yes.
Whereas the story is really what we're placing the focus on. This is not just for people who are religious. This is a story. It's for anybody. So the most important thing for us is that it's modernized so that we can show anybody and make anybody understand kind of the weight of the story. It's not about being Christian or not. It's about just the weight of the story and the poignancy that's there. And so that's really what we're trying to place a focus on.
And your cast is from more of a regional aspect, more than just in Millersport?
Well, all over the place. We've got them all the way to Zanesville. We've got them in Columbus, got them in Athens. We've got people driving all over the place for this show.
So a real commitment then from all the people that were selected to do this to come out here. How many days a week did you practice at the height of all this?
So I would say, for the acting ensemble, which is the most involved of the ensembles, I would say about 3 to 4 days a week usually. And then for the singing ensemble, it's just the one. But most rehearsals are at least 2 hours, sometimes even 4.
If you're going to get there, we're going to work you.
Oh yeah, they're long, but it's a very, very dedicated cast. So I'm very fortunate.
Well, you've got such a rich history here with the Millersport Community Theater. Like I say, going back 40 plus years, spring concert was always how it was. You've probably gone to this since you were a little kid.
I was 5 in my first production for MCT. I was it was in Oklahoma when I was 5 years old. So been about 20 years. So long time in this, and my parents were in it before me.
Sure.
And then my grandparents were a part of it long time ago.
It's always been kind of in the fabric of Millersport up there. And you're at the elementary school. How many seats do you have roughly?
I think we're selling just the bottom for right now.
Yeah.
We're not opening the balcony at this time. So technically speaking, we would have about 400 a night.
Okay.
So we've got some room, but we're still selling quick.
So it's Friday, Saturday, and 2 Sunday, or
One
just
Sunday.
one Sunday?
Yep,
so
three total
performances. That's right. The dates again are
April 8th through the 10th.
April 8th through the 10th. MCTOhio.com would be the place to get it. It's a good website. You can get all the information. And again, based on what Johanna Whetstone has told you, don't wait to come to the door and expect to get even maybe one, but certainly if you went 2 or 3 together, that might be a little sketchy there. Get them online.
If you want good seats, get them online.
Get them online. You can order the seats and get them just how you would a typical concert. And then, so then is the next one in the summer?
Yep, the next one is the summer.
And that's Shrek?
Yep. That'll be sometime in June, early July.
And you'll start auditions sometime well before that.
It'll be right after Jesus Christ Superstar, so it'll probably be the next weekend after that.
As the doors close on Jesus Christ Superstar, Shrek moves in the door.
Yep.
Johanna Whetstone, who's a director, has it been fun directing this?
It's been really fun, fun. Definitely different for me. I'm usually on the performing side of things more than the director side of things.
Yeah.
But
now your husband moved from the director into
performer, so we switch. But it's been a great experience for sure.
Well, Millersport Community Theater has been just again fabric in the area of great stuff you've done for so many years. Jesus Christ Superstar coming up. MCTOhio.com is the website. Find all the information there about all the other shows coming up. Shrek, the one later in the season 2, will be there. Good luck on the season. We'll try to get you back here, or somebody back here when we hit Shrek up. That should be a fun one to do.
It'll be a good one.
Good. Johanna Whetstone, who is the director of Jesus Christ Superstar, coming up for the Millersport Community Theater. Should be great fun. Thanks, Johanna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us here on Fairfield Today.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And I looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us. Another beautiful day here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. And as we move into this springtime of the year, there are all things baseball really are happening. The baseball strike was settled recently, which, being a Reds fan, that may be the high point of the entire season, was the baseball strike, because if you're a Reds fan, it may not be that great a season coming up. But we'll talk to an expert on baseball right here. Al Beavers with us. Al, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Everybody knows Al from lots of different reasons. Your tax man, your You're a baseball guru. I mean, grandpa, guy, been in this community his whole life.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Beavers, the Pences, your wife
Right.
and
Yeah.
family's there together. But I was talking to you before you came on here. In the last year, the changes, probably more in the last year than maybe you had. Well, maybe not in the 30 before that, but the changes in the last year have been physically dramatic. You can really see it.
Right, because what this is now is a true complex, not just a baseball field.
Yeah. And was that always your dream? Wanted to do this big production?
Well, the field was mine. The indoor facility, the Beavers Dam, was my grandson's.
Yeah.
And
Tyler, who we had on the show last time.
He was there last. So I mentioned that the high school baseball that was played last year, the people that come back this year in the spring is going to see a completely different place.
Boy.
It's a true complex. He opened the Beavers Dam in May, and it's been kind of overwhelming with the response and what he's done there. And
well, the word gets out.
It sure does. And like I said, we got a nice press, some articles on it, and the city officials, the county officials have kind of been very favorable to us. A
lot of support.
Getting the word out, and Tyler, he's giving lessons himself over 150 kids right now.
Wow.
And he's got three or four other instructors: baseball, softball, football, a little bit everything that's helping him out. And he's also got, he's 20 months old now, that he's heading off the tee already. He was down on the field last Saturday, and Sunday was the first time he said baseball. He says that before he said dad. So
in your family, that's the way it's a passage. You have to do that.
It's a great grandson, the youngest one in the family, but he's starting out on the right foot.
Yeah, he's getting moving quickly. I can remember when you, other people, lots of other people, but I particularly think of you and Max Griggs as people turning dirt out there, getting this going 33 plus years ago. And I can remember the thinking, at least mine, and I don't think I was alone, how are they ever going to put a baseball field out here? Look at this. This is just, and now it's a complex.
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable the way you've been able to utilize all that land.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. On that note, to Dr. Bowling, he was part of my organization.
Great guy.
Before he moved to Texas.
Sure.
And he admitted after that, he said, I moved to Texas and still didn't imagine a baseball field up there. But Max is one of the sidekicks. We planted same grass 3 or 4 times out there and moved a lot of dirt. And Jim Smeltzer worked several weekends to get started. But that's been 33 years ago, and we try to make an improvement each year. And we have several people that's been there in the last couple of years that think the field's only been there 3 or 4 years. And I have
well, it looks so great.
I have a company that pulled in this morning about 8 o'clock. They're deep tying and cleaning my turf, artificial turf on the infield and the mound. And I sweep it and groom it, but they say when they deep tying it and everything, they can get stuff out of that turf that you don't imagine's in there. But that's been there 10 years now.
Really? It's been turf 10 years?
Yep. We built it in 2012 and played on it in 2013. So this will be the 10th year.
So the new complex, is that it's an indoor facility. Is it basically built just to give lessons and in inclement weather, bad times of the year, you can use it more year round?
Yeah, he's had a little bit of everything, not just baseball. He's had a lot of softball. He had 11 different high schools that's worked out in there, including softball and baseball. He's had Ohio Christian College worked out there 3 weeks before they went to Florida, and then they come back from Florida and had to go back inside again. And we've had college coaches come in and take pictures of it. Wish we had a facility like this, but it can be done. Army recruiting has rented it out a couple times for ultimate frisbee contest in there.
Oh, I could see that.
We've had Christmas parties in there. We've had he's had birthday parties.
Think you might have a class reunion
combo
coming
have
up,
part
maybe?
Of a class reunion there. We're working on that with some of my classmates, and also he has a policeman in town here. He's a football instructor. He does a lot of drills and conditioning on Sunday morning out there, and And then also, I can't remember the name. They have a boot camp 5:30, 6:30 on Tuesday and Thursday morning out there. She has a lot of ladies come in, work out, and then he's got the gym with all the brand new weights, the first class facility right in front there. But it can be converted from a full gym, a full facility to 4 tunnels, 8 full-size batting cages, or whatever you want to do on artificial turf.
Very flexible.
Yes.
So now we're moving into April. It's getting really to be almost a day like this is really baseball weather, but we know the good weather's coming. As of now, how many games scheduled out there this year?
Almost 200 games this year. We had 186 games last year. We were supposed to start this Friday, but the forecast looks like rain, so I got the word this morning they're moving the game up to Thursday, so that gives us 1 day less to get ready. And then the regular high school season doesn't start till the 26th, the Saturday, and then we have Lancaster High School, Byrne Union High School, and Fairfield Christian playing all their home games on that field this year. So I had to do a lot of juggling because their league games are all on the same nights. So I've done a lot of juggling to get them in there. We'll have some night games in April, and then we have high school tournaments in May, both Central District and a regional tournament. And then starting in June, we have Legion baseball. The whole month of July, we have I think I figured up 38 Legion tournament games just in the month of July.
There aren't that many days in July.
I know. Sometimes we play 4 games a day.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I will say this, that and it's going to be, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, Lancaster High School, you can see the new complex going in there. In fact, the dugout is already, I think, being built there right at Fair Avenue by the high school lane where Thomas Ewing used to be. And I like to share this with everybody I can, Al, that I think Thomas Ewing never looked better than it does right now. For all you folks who went to Thomas Ewing, in 60 years, it's never looked as good as it does right now. I really like it. Being a Sherman boy, I like the way it looks.
Hey, I went to Sherman also.
And I share that with Poston, who's the Ewing principal, and Scott Burry, who's the high school principal. They're both Sherman boys, too, so we all know that. So, but I just want to share that.
Phyllis went to Ewing, but I went to Sherman.
So when Lancaster gets all that built, I guess eventually the plan would be most days then to be on their new field in a few years?
Well, I think the way Pam's talking, she's still going to play all the varsity games on my field.
Okay.
And use that for their softball and
because that's what it's going to be down there, softball,
JV, and
several diamonds.
She wanted 4 diamonds on there, but there's no room there for 4 diamonds.
Yeah.
And the 2 diamonds, I've been watching the progression and stuff there.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem I think they're going to have is I think the fences will be fairly short, but the foul balls. I asked her if she's going to have someone wading through the creek to pick up all the balls. Now, at the old high school, it was just the home run balls that went in the creek.
That's exactly right.
This is going to be out back over the bridge. And she said, we're going to have to put a big screen up there. And I said, well, I got a 30-foot backstop screen, and the ball still go back over in the parking lot up on my buildings and stuff.
Now, I can remember when Lancaster played back in the day when they had the cement bleachers at Miller Park. I can remember Larry Heisel came there and played from Portsmouth came, and they had just some posts out in what would be right field then, which parking lot out there now. He hit one, and they had a cable going across there. He hit one over that. Yeah. Of course, he was a great player. Yes, you don't get players like that, but they could hit the ball.
Yep. And we've had Jack Johnson that played for Liberty Union and stuff. When he started playing softball, we'd play on the other fields. He'd hit him in Memorial Drive from the swimming pool, behind the swimming pool.
Guys like him and Tommy Graham and guys that were just beasts.
We had some good athletes go through there, and but it's a big change when you look at Miller Park and then come up to our field. And Byrne Union, the same situation. There have been delays on getting their high school built and stuff.
Yeah.
They originally contracted for 3 years to play on my field. But now the athletic director said it's going to be at least 5.
Yeah.
And that's
certainly could be the same for Lancaster, because we know there's money issues. There's always things going on. Right. I mean, you deal with it all the time up there. So a couple hundred games coming up here, maybe starting pretty soon.
I think we're going to hopefully start this week and play clear through the end of July. Legion Ball, and then we take about the month of August pretty much off, and we start the fall league in September.
Well, Beavers Field, Al Beavers with us. That's just one of the great places around Lancaster. I mean, in terms of what you're known for, Beavers Field, Lancaster, Ohio. I mean, that just comes out of your mouth so quickly. It's done a great job out there, thanks to you and Phyllis and your grandson Tyler and so many other people. It took a village to put all this together. You know that as well as anyone. So
it's definitely a family project.
Yeah.
And, I had one of my tax clients that I've done taxes for 40 years, is a pretty good-sized farmer. He went to Michigan to buy a trailer for his farm. He was talking to the salesman up there, and he said that wonder where he's from. He said, well, from Pleasantville, just east of Lancaster. And he says, well, my brother goes down there and plays baseball. and Tim says, Beavers Field? He said, yeah, how do you know? And he says, well, that guy that built that field's done my taxes for 4 years.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Here you are up in that state up north,
yeah.
And it's that known up there. And I'm sure that's the case in all the contiguous states around, because you have Legion teams come in. You have them come in from everywhere, and it's just been a great 33-year run, and just getting started with everything now.
Yeah,
so
we're getting started, and Tyler's done an amazing job.
He has done a good job
enhancing that. So I feel comfortable that he can take over the field there, and he manages his own job from there and the complex. It'll slow down a little bit for him now when the teams start getting outside, and they won't be in there as much. He'll still be giving lessons all year, but as far as renting the facility out and things, it'll slow down a little bit. The summer, that's when he has to help me on the field.
Al Beavers, Beavers Field, gosh, thanks for all you've done for the community, and like you say, the city, the county, everybody knows it's just been a real blessing to have that as part of the Parks Department, part of everything here, the baseball, the excitement of it all going around. So congratulations on everything. You've done a great job.
Thank you very much.
You're our best, your lovely wife.
Oh, I'll do that.
Phyllis, we love her.
Yep.
We love her food, too.
Yep, she's already got stocked up, ready to go.
I can imagine that. Al Beavers, Beavers Field with us. Have a great summer.
Okay.
No rainouts.
No, yeah.
Good luck with that.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.